A look into Israel's concentration camp. Since the eruption of intensified violence against Palestinians on October 7th, the situation of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli detention facilities has deteriorated significantly. Horrifying and bone-chilling cases have emerged showcasing the extreme brutality inflicted by the Israeli government, surpassing all bounds of humanity. In December, in a formal letter addressed jointly to the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, the UN Committee on Enforced Disappearances, and the International Committee of the Red Cross, Euromed Monitor urged to take prompt action to disclose the fate and detention conditions of Palestinian detainees, particularly those from the Gaza Strip. The letter highlighted that shortly after their arrest, detainees have been subjected to systematic abuse, such as being stripped of their clothes, handcuffed, blindfolded, severely beaten, harassed, sexually assaulted, deprived of basic things like sleep, food, water, and basic hygiene, and degraded in front of cameras. In March, Israeli newspaper Haaretz said that 27 Palestinians were killed under torture while being questioned by Israeli occupation forces in the State Timan and Anatot concentration camps. The newspaper also said that at least one of the detainees was killed after the occupation forces refused to give him access to life-saving diabetes medication. In May, whistleblowers from within Israel's concentration camp came forward to detail the harrowing abuse endured by the Palestinian prisoners. They mentioned that there were cases of Palestinians' limbs being amputated due to injuries sustained from constant handcuffing, and these procedures were performed by underqualified doctors, as the concentration camp is presumed for being a paradise for interns, where the air smells like rotten wounds. Injured detainees were strapped to their beds, wearing diapers and being fed through straws. Many had infected wounds on them which weren't properly treated, and many underwent painful medical procedures without any painkiller. The newspaper's sources also mentioned that the detainees are blindfolded and kept in strict physical restraint, which did not allow them to move or talk at all. If they failed to do so even slightly, they were made to stand or sit on their knees for hours and were often beaten with truncheons. These are just many examples of the atrocities happening to Palestinian prisoners and detainees. The savior of humanity, USA, continues to provide weapons and war funds to Israel while turning a blind eye to the inhumane activities perpetrated by the Israeli government. The reality is stark and transparent, yet the UN and other prestigious international human rights organizations are hardly taking any meaningful action.